Hello, this is Alan Morgan with Solar Smart Living. I wanted to kind of walk you through the Solaredge monitoring. This is an example of the dashboard that you would see when you sign in to the website. You'd be able to also look at this on your phone, and I can show that to you in a little bit as well. But up here, you can kind of see that this has several different icons that you can use to navigate through the information in your dashboard. The dashboard initially, which is the first button right here, will show you how much power you're producing. So this is basically today. You can also look at your week. You change it to the week, it'll show you a representation of how your power has been produced in your app. You can also look at it on a month basis and show you what the total power production per day was. Obviously that's going to change from one day to the next because some days are cloudy, others are not. So your power will actually fluctuate based on that. You can also look at your billing cycle. You can set it based on what your billing cycle is. You can get that information from your electric bill. You can also look at the year. So depending on how long you've actually had your system, it'll show you how much power you produced per month for the entire year. It will also show you historically. So if you go back, you can compare to one year to the next. So this particular person got installed in June, so here's all the power that they produced every single month and then carried over from this year. Now in June of this year, there'll be two bars. There'll be one that shows June 2019 and one that shows 2020. Now you can also look at the layout of your panels. Now this is basically how they show up on your roof. Why this is important is because it'll give you an idea of exactly how your panels are doing. If for some reason during the course of the day one particular panel was dark consistently, you might want to call us up and then we could kind of take a look at it. You can also look at charts, but a lot of this stuff, you wouldn't really have to pay too much attention to. It's what is on the dashboard that is the most important thing for you, because this kind of shows you how your system is doing. The Solaredge app on your phone or your tablet, you have generally the same amount of information. It's just not going to be as detailed as you would on the web, which will show you historical data with regards to how your panels do and how they perform. But your most important data, such as the size of your system, how much you produce today, this month, how you're actually doing by day. I mean, you can go back and look at the specific days. You can even pick a specific day. You can look at it by week. You can look at it by month. You can, as you can see, it's different every single day of the month because sometimes it's cloudy, sometimes it's not. You can look at it by year, and equally so, just like on the desktop version, you can look at the comparison between this year and last year and previous years. It's going to color code it by the day. I mean, not by the day, by the month and year. So you can also look at the layout of your panels, just like you can on the desktop. But as I mentioned, the only thing you cannot do is watch the historical, which is you can do on the web version, which is kind of look at how each one of these panels is doing progressively throughout the day. But essentially, you can kind of look at the layout right now. Showing you now what the monitoring looks like for a situation where you also have consumption monitoring in addition to production monitoring. The main difference from the standard production monitoring is that this will also show what you're using in your house and what's going into the grid. And then it also shows you on a daily basis how you're using power. You're able to turn off some of the functions here, so let's go ahead and take a look at what you might see if it was just production monitoring. So this is what you actually produce during the day from your system. And when you add in consumption, which is an overlay, it's showing what you're actually using in your house. And then when you add self-consumption, what that essentially is the overlap between what you're actually producing and what you're using. It's the amount of power that you use immediately as soon as it's produced. And this graph shows that, which can be very, very helpful in the future when you're trying to figure out, okay, how's your system doing versus what you're using and things like that. And then up here it also shows you a bar graph showing both. And yes, you can look at it on a weekly basis, monthly basis, billing cycle, all of that. I hope this helps, and we appreciate having you as a customer.